Deputy Prime Minister and the UMNO Deputy President, Tan Sri Muhyiddin, is getting very defensive. In Parit Sulong yesterday, Muhyiddin accused me of being more racist than him and defended his earlier statement that he's Malay first and Malaysian second. And he asked, tanya Lim Kit Siang sama ada dia akan mengaku Cina atau bangsa Malaysia. It will be tragic if after 53 years of nation building since Merdeka in 1957, Malaysian politics is reduced to political leaders exchanging allegations of who is more racist. Firstly, let me state that I have not called Muhyiddin an ultra. However, he owes a full accounting to all Malaysians as to whether he really supports the One Malaysia policy advocated by the Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib, and whether Najib's One Malaysia is a meaningless slogan or a serious policy to make Malaysia a more vibrant, more productive and more competitive nation, where every Malaysian will perceive himself or herself as Malaysian first and race second. I did not invent this definition of One Malaysia. This definition is clearly spelled out in the official documentation of One Malaysia. I did not invent this definition. It is spelled here. The One Malaysia Government Transformation Program, the roadmap, which was released by the government in January this year. And I read from this official documentation. The goal of One Malaysia is to make Malaysia more vibrant, more productive, and more competitive, and ultimately a greater nation. A nation where it is hoped every Malaysian perceives himself or herself as Malaysian first, and by race, religion, geographical region, or socio-economic background second, and where the principles of One Malaysia are woven into the economic, political, and social fabric of society. So this is the official definition, not my invention. Muhyiddin again challenged me to state whether I am Chinese or Malaysian first. I had already stated in Parliament that I am a Malaysian first and Chinese second. I am proud of my ethnicity, but I have always believed that all Malaysians must rise above their ethnic, cultural, religious and geographical differences to seek a common bond with a Malaysian identity transcending all ethnic, cultural, religious and geographic identities. The question Muhyiddin should answer is why, despite Najib's One Malaysia policy, not only he but there is not a single Barisan National Cabinet Minister who is prepared to stand up in Parliament to declare that he is Malaysian first and his or her race second. In fact, I have a question in the current meeting of Parliament asking the Prime Minister to state how many Cabinet Ministers, and to name them, who regard himself or herself as Malaysian first and race second, in line with the One Malaysia policy and definition. However, this question was ruled out of order on the flimsiest of grounds, when the real reason is that the PM will not be able to answer this question without causing the greatest embarrassment to his One Malaysia policy, as up to now, no Cabinet Minister is prepared to stand up to declare he or she is Malaysian first and race second. If this is the position where no Cabinet Minister is prepared to fully and publicly espouse the philosophy of One Malaysia, how could the principles of One Malaysia, and I quote the document, be woven into the economic, political and social fabric of society? It is precisely because of this lack of commitment to the goal of One Malaysia that the new economic model, NEM, has met such a quick demise in the 10 Malaysia plan. Just to give one example, the NEM drew a picture of Malaysia in crisis, caught in economic stagnation and the middle income track close to 2 decades. It admitted, and I quote, "We are not developing talent and what we have is leading. The human capital situation in Malaysia is reaching a critical stage. The rate of outward migration of skilled Malaysians is rising rapidly." Unquote. The answer of the 10th Malaysia Plan is a talents corporation, but without any political will to address the real problem for the damaging brain drain which has plagued the country for decades and which has been rightly diagnosed by the NEM, and I quote, "The NEM, globalization has created a fierce competition for talent, forcing companies and governments to recognize that people are the most valuable assets. To compete on a regional and global scale, Malaysia must retain and attract talent. Malaysia must be seen by its people and by others as a land of equal opportunity to earn a good living and provide a secure, happy life for each individual and the family," unquote. In other words, one Malaysia, not in sloganeering, but in reality, where Malaysians feel that they are Malaysians first and race second in all economic, political and social aspects in the country. I've suggested a One Malaysia Royal Commission inquiry on how to achieve the goal of making every Malaysian perceive himself or herself as Malaysian first and race second, so that Malaysia can become more vibrant, more productive and more competitive. Is Muhyiddin prepared to support this proposal?